Looking to get underway shortly with the restart then of the second heat for the 177 and 177 Masters. A slightly smaller field than we had just before that red flag, but hopefully the green flag will indicate a smooth road to the end of this heat. Charlie Worley was currently out on front, of course, just before the incident that led to the red, and Cole Edwards with a slightly sluggish start there, has to be said. Charlie Worley getting away far better as they headed single file down the pit straight, not something we tend to see very often here at Clay, usually in grid formation of course. I think we may only have 10 karts remaining. That was a very messy last lap just before the red there, and going up the inside actually, Cole Edwards just trying to reclaim a position off Ethan Haynes. Arguably one of the quickest drivers out there on the circuit, certainly on his day. Ethan Haynes, a real nuisance for everyone else involved. Brilliant quick driver. Is indeed the 10 drivers that remain. 5 are out: Reese Llewellyn, Darren Worley, Henry Ayers, Aaron Yeo and Ian Branfield, all out of the running as a result of the various amount of impacts that occurred just before this restart. In fact, 2 of those 3 were part of the 2 of the 5, sorry, were part of the top 3 in Heat 1 of the 177. So only Davis, actually, Colin Davis, who's currently in 5th position, is the only driver that's out on the track that actually finished in the top 3 of Heat 1. So he'd be on for a pretty decent points tally and finding himself probably sitting at the top of the tree when it comes to current grid standings at the end of this race, were he certainly to pick up a couple more positions along the way. Charlie Worley looking good for potentially the lead of this race until the finale of it though. And we have 2 minutes, just over 2 minutes left on the clock, so we did resume from where we left off with the senior max. Ethan Haynes and Cole Edwards in 2nd and 3rd. Currently Haynes in 2nd position, and what can he do about Charlie Worley ahead of him? This is a matchup we haven't seen too many times, but one that could certainly offer a pretty juicy prospect if the 2 racers fancy it. They're both very quick, but Colin Davis actually the fastest lap time out there, 34.66, which has only just been bettered by Charlie Worley, 34.56. Ethan Haynes manages to go even with Davis's current personal best. Davis actually does go a little bit quicker again, but Davis showing his pace at the moment, and in 5th place he's offering a lot of pressure onto the back of Alfie Cockrell in the 54 there, who actually does dive up the inside now and gets enough on the brakes to hold the car, not drift out too wide. And Davis is up into 4th place. A good manoeuvre that, difficult to do at the horseshoe there, to fly down with surplus pace, but then get enough on the brakes, not enough to spin out, but just enough to calm the car to not drift out too wide and instantly concede that position again. Colin Davis using his experience around the circuit there to climb his way into 4th place. Cole Edwards, his next opponent, in 3rd. Ethan Haynes and Charlie Worley beginning to pull away a little from Edwards. Let's see what the difference is between the top 2 this next lap. It was 0.71 of a second. Looks to me as though that's slightly been reduced. Let's see as they go over the line. 0.71 of a second is indeed down to 0.58 of a second. So just over a tenth taken out of the lead by Ethan Haynes. Could still see a race for the victory, but with only 3 seconds left on the clock, they're not going to get around any more times. Next lap will be the final one. Charlie Worley won't need to hold on for too much longer. I really suspect though maybe in the final later on these 2 could come to blows. Could be a fantastic event to witness. Who's it going to be though? Each of the top 6 are split into 3 pairs. No saying who's going to win, be 3rd or 5th at this point. But looks pretty close coming into the final half of the circuit now. Still looks good for Charlie Worley out in the lead. Edwards holding on with Colin Davis behind it. Dan Milner as well with Alfie Cockrell in behind him. Should all be able to retain their positions, I reckon, coming out of the top end and heading down towards the checkered flag. And now Charlie Worley takes the win just ahead and manages to take the victory there, and his first top 3 finish of the day as well, as he beats Ethan Haynes to the line. Cole Edwards and Colin Davis in 3rd and 4th. 5th goes to Dan Milner with Alfie Cockrell in 6th. 7th Ian Brown. 8th Ben Johnson, Alfie Williams and Chris Skivier as the rest of the top 10. An incident-packed second heat then for the 177 and 177 Masters. But in the end, it is Charlie Worley, who takes the victory. Next up looks to be the Formula Blue. Yeah, second heat for the 19 kart grid. I think we may have had 1 or 2 fewer actually emerge from the pit lane last time. Let's see if that will be the case. Looks like Ben Joseph starting alongside Paul Alexander on the front row. There are a lot of drivers a little further sort of towards the middle of the pack that are quick and can certainly offer a real headache to a lot of the drivers that are further up the order. 40 and Ben Joseph leads them out the pit lane then, as we turn our attention slightly away from the kart club and towards the NKRA as the Formula Blues take to the track for their second heat of the day. Second of 3 for the Formula Blues. Who has taken to the track then? Looks like 18 of the drivers have, including all 3 of the novices. Kieran Quirk, Jeff Webster and Alan Lewis, of course, who will all start from the back. Novices can qualify for as high a position as they finish in the final, but in each of the heats they will be starting at the back all the time. Some novices today, though, have had some pretty remarkable stories, especially in the cadets, that's for sure. Let's see if we can see any remarkable stories here. It's Ben Joseph on the front row alongside David Waldron, number 8 there, who actually was a little on the outside lane there. Definitely a bit of contact between himself and Paul Alexander, who was supposed to be starting alongside Ben Joseph, but actually ahead of him David Waldron was going across the line. Now having a look and trying to overtake. They'd already had a bit of contact earlier on in this lap, but now they do find a way past it. There's a bit of contact once again. Smacks his wheel in frustration, does the number 2, this time Taylor Waldron, coming to blows with Paul Alexander, who's been in the wars so far in this opening half a lap or so. Out to the top end they come now, the front runners. David Waldron losing a couple of positions, I think. Taylor Waldron, though, a frustrated figure earlier on in this lap, but may not be so frustrated now as he picks off the race leader and finds himself into the lead of this race. The number 8 of David Waldron looking to be struggling slightly. I don't know whether the side panels of that car look like they're pretty low. I don't know if they're dragging across the surface of the circuit, but I think he is going to pull into the pit lane. Knows he's shedding a lot of pace here. Doesn't look like that cart yet. There we go. Side of the cart completely disconnecting from the kart itself. Will be receiving a black and orange flag if he's not aware of that already. Taylor Waldron leading the way then. Ben Joseph has done well to hold on to second for now, but Stuart Gray in third, looking to find a way through, and at the hairpin Ben Joseph acknowledged that he wasn't going to keep Gray behind for long, but there's contact between them and Gray goes flying into another cart on the Sturby Straight. A horrible incident there. This is surely going to be another red for the Formula Blue. Where is it? It is going to be the red once again, this time at the Sturby Straight.